He was born in 1941 on Farmers Key, Exuma, Bahamas. His family moved to New Providence while he was still very young. He completed his high school education at St. John's College and was an athlete who won 2 championships as a pitcher in baseball for the Penny Bankers and Quality Food Store. After various jobs, he began a career as a druggist at the Princess Margaret Hospital and eventually completed his certificate of competency to become a pharmacist. He has been president of the Bahamas Pharmacy Association, and he was treasurer and one of the founding members of the Caribbean Association of Pharmacists. He was also a liaison for the Commonwealth Pharmacists Association. He has also been recognized on their wall as one of the builders of the Princess Margaret Hospital. In this edition of Bahamian Heritage Series, Mr. Densil Myron Charles Major.
My name is Densil Myron Charles Major. My date of birth is October 27, 1941. I was born on the Great Key, Farmers Key in Exuma. My mother's name was Maggie Brown. My father's name was Cyril Major.
Did you have siblings? You had brothers and sisters?
Yes, I had 7. The last I buried 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks, my last brother.
So you're the only one left?
I'm only one left with my mother clan.
So how old would that make you? You told me your date of birth. That would make you how old now?
80 years old.
What were your siblings' names, please?
My siblings' name were Simeon, Stanley, Ezra, Cooley, Dorothy, and Doro.
Okay. So were you all born in Exuma?
I think so. I was the last child.
Okay, you were the last child.
I was the last child, yeah.
All right. So how long did you stay in Exuma? Obviously you came to Nassau at some point.
It was 6 months, the most.
Oh, so you didn't,
I didn't live
in Nassau?
Yeah, I did. I grew up in Nassau.
Okay. So where did you go to school?
I went to school, I remember, was St. Francis School. Then I went to Western Junior School, then Western Senior School, then St. John's College.
So you graduated from St. John?
I graduated St. John's College in 1959.
Did you know who your grandparents were?
No.
None of them on either side?
None, no side.
So were they alive?
No.
Oh, they had already
They passed, yeah, when I got them, yeah.
Oh, wow, so you never knew your grandparents. Did you know any of their names?
They just call them Papa and Mama.
You didn't know them first. So you don't know, like, your heritage? You wouldn't know, like,
no.
what your daddy's father's name was?
No, it's not the heritage.
Well, we could always look that up. What was your father's name again?
Cyril
Cyril
Major.
And he was from Exuma?
No, he's from Long Island.
He was from Long Island. So where was your mother from originally?
Farmers Key, Exuma.
Okay. So she was from Exuma and he was from Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened after St. John's? What happened after that? What did you do next?
I finished St. John's December 1959. And on that was about and the next week I went to work Pop Sumner. The next week they were calling me from school every time. They had a man coming around asking if I come in. Mm-hmm. So I say I come in. So nowadays if you had your papers, you get a job and you know.
Oh, I tell you, jobs was easy to find back then.
If you had the thing.
Yeah, you had to have education.
Yeah, they get a better job than normal. So Every time he see me on the road, you coming? I said, yes, I coming. I graduated on the Friday, and the Monday morning I was working.
Wow. So what did you do? Where did you work?
I first went up in the office.
So which office was this?
It's in Pop Seminary.
In his office?
This office is near, this is on Bay Street.
So it was on Bay Street that you worked?
Yeah.
Okay.
The building is still there. It's part of the paint shop. And the part was a Calypso, now it comes Densil or one, used to be. I don't know what it is now.
Oh, okay. It used to be 601? Is that the building?
That's, yeah.
Oh, okay.
601.
I know where it is now. Okay, so you worked in the office there?
For about 3 days. I was doing timekeeping, but so on Monday, from the hardware, when I came from upstairs in the office, I was sent on the dock. I ended up getting nails and stuff for the boatmen them, cutting chain and things like that for the boats them. And I said, man, this don't make sense. This don't make sense. I get my senior came and like cutting. I said, no, man.
Okay.
And when I saw him, I said, but you hire me, man, you send me on the dock to cut chain. And you was looking for me from, must have been half a year, 1959. Because you know I was graduating, and then you sent me on the dock, I ended up on the dock.
Where did you grow up? Where in Nassau? Which area?
My family were nomadics.
So you all moved a lot.
I tell you that.
So there was no area that you spend most of your time?
No.
So which areas did you live?
We used to live between Lewis Street and Hay Street. From there we moved to Danes Lane. Up at the top of Danes Lane. We stayed there for a while, and then we moved to the bottom of Danes Lane, and the two-story building still there on the corner. We used to live upstairs there. From there, we moved East Street, now off Anderson Street, off East Street. Anderson Street, off East Street.
Okay.
Grandstand Hill.
What did your parents do for a living? What did your mother do?
My mother was a maid,
And your father?
and she was a boatman, sailorman. She used to work, my mother used to work down the Bahamian Club, down West Bay Street, as a maid for 3 months of the year. And after that, she had no job. She had to wait till the next year to get a job. So things in them days were, well, my older sister, my sister were working, so they bring little food for us, you know, in the house and things like that. So we didn't starve. No, we didn't starve.
Okay.
But she had no money.
Okay. So it was a little tight.
It was tight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were different.
I wanted things, Christmas time, I used to make gun out of wood and shoot Ponciana seed. I tell you that.
The good old days.
Bought car, scooter. Bought 1 foot of skate from the people, and I was skating on 1 foot till I get 2 foot. I couldn't buy no skates. Couldn't buy no skates, I had no money.
Right. But you did eat.
Yeah, I eat. I learned to skate. I learned to cook too. Then I went to work with a surveying company, Stevenson Company. I forget the name. A surveying company. They do weighing and washing things like that. So me and these fellas, we finished at the same time. Me, Maxwell Wonderful, the late Charles Boydell, and me, we finished school at the same time. So I said, man, I'm going to talk to George Cox. I said, okay. George said, come in that Monday. And gone.
So who was George Cox? What type?
George Cox was an engineer.
Okay.
George Cox, they call him George Cox, well-known engineer and well-respected man in Nassau, in the Bahamas. I worked for him. I worked at his office. It happened to me again. I get home, I get good work in my blue jeans and things like that. And my two friends going, nice and clean. They work in an air-conditioned office. I mean, none of them had no. They didn't finish. They ain't getting no paper. They had no paper. Then, but they got good jobs. So this going on. I cut jobs, cutting bush all over this place. The last place I cut bushes on, Blue Hill Estate. I cut bush on up east of new development of.
So when you say cutting bush, what you mean?
Cutting lines, filled with a thing, stand up, and you hold the stick.
So this was in the surveying job?
So yeah.
Okay, right.
So to get there, I cut bush and things like that.
Okay.
I get a sling with wasp and snake run up on my foot and things like that, man. George Edwards was my boss. He passed away.
So they train you, I guess?
Yeah, I was trained by George Edwards, cut bush. I could cut bush. And build points. When they put this point down, I had to go in a little van. I learned how to drive in this little van, mix the cement, and build the point, put around at the point. Mm-hmm. That's how I learned to drive on Blue Hill Estate Hill. An old blue little one, oh Lord, that was nice. And after that, well, I say, man, Georgie, when I come in the office, well, he ain't give me nothing good. So I quit. So I been home a week and a half.
So where were you living at that time? Still at home or you?
West Street.
Alone? I mean, you were living
with the family, yeah.
With your family.
Family. West Street, I was sitting on the porch. And Willie McCartney, I saw Willie McCartney one night or someplace. So me, man, what you doing? I said, man, I ain't doing nothing. I said, man, Uncle Boy need people, man. Ain't Boy strong. There's Chief Dispenser. I said, yeah. And I said, yeah, they're coming Monday. And that was on the 16th of May.
So that was, who asked you about that? William McCartney?
William McCartney.
So was he a pharmacist at the
Yes,
time?
yes. He had Will Mac pharmacy.
So he already had it, that was
He was working, no. All this long time he was working in the pharmacy, in the dispensary.
Okay.
In the dispensaries they call it them days. Yeah, dispensary. So he said, yeah, come on. I went on Monday and I started washing bottles and cleaning down the shelves.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
And this was at the hospital?
Hospital, yeah. Hospital dispensary.
So who was in charge at the time?
Bertram Strong.
And he was the chief pharmacist?
He was, no, chief dispenser.
The chief dispenser, okay.
The chief pharmacist only came in like when Pedro Roberts came in.
Okay.
He was called a chief pharmacist. And day after that, when I took the final examination.
What are the names of some of the pharmacists that you worked with?
The name of some of the pharmacists, dispensers I worked with, and pharmacists. The dispenser I'll name twice. That is Miss PLP, Priscilla Prisca Pratt. Prisca Pratt. PLP, she had middle name Prisca Louise Pratt. I always know that name. And Miss Dyer. We have a Miss Dyer. And then we had Pedro, Leo, Van. Well, Leo is dead. Van is dead.
That's Pedro Roberts, Leo.
Juan, Billy,
William McCartney.
Billy McCartney.
Clinton McCartney.
Came in late. We had one Ray working with us one time. Yeah. And we had who else working with us? The Densil boy, he would come over live in America. He'd come and work with us sometime. Luther Densil. He's a pharmacist. Who else her name? Ironica? Yeah, halfway through that, we had a problem with the drugstore room. It was run by somebody in the office. The president said, "Man, we need somebody down who knows drug and things like that." So he asked Leo, asked Juan, asked them. I said, "There ain't no store room, man." So that's the last one come in. So you have to go, so I went. And that's when another history started. I traveling abroad through pharmacy and things like that.
So when you say travel abroad, where did you go?
I went to 6 continents through pharmacy.
Okay. So this was to attend conferences?
10 conferences and things like that. One time I've been in Barbados, do some schooling, some part-time schooling. We were getting ready to do change the drug system. Me and this Ruby Lockett, we went. Still another lady, we went to 3 of us went. One in the office told me, you know, it was 1 or 2. Stayed down and check the system, the new system, what they want to put into Princess Margaret Hospital.
That was when they decided to do the tender
system. The tender system, yeah.
Okay, back in those days, did you have to have a license to practice?
Yeah, you have to have a dispensary license.
Dispensary license, okay. And who issued that? It's just from...
They had the board.
A board, right.
The little board.
Who were the original? Who were some of the people on the board?
I know the board. Dr. Rogers was one.
Oh wow, KBA.
Yeah.
Really? My mother worked for him.
And Mr. Higgs, Mr. Higgs down the pharmacy down on Bay Street. And Mr. Boy Strong. They used to do the examination and things like that.
So how long did it take you to complete the training back then?
You had to be 5 years. And the 5th year.
You take an exam?
Took the exam, yeah. And I got a dispensary pharmacist certificate. We were the first, me and Mr. Carlson, we did the examination at the same time. And we were, when we got our certificate, we were called pharmacists. We first 2 pharmacists, two dispensaries they called pharmacists in the Bahamas.
Wow. Did you get married?
Yes, I did.
And what is your wife's name?
My wife's name is Lily May Denise Saunders.
Okay. And did you have children?
Yes. I have 3 children. 1 girl and 2 boys. Girl name is Cindy. Boy's name is Jason and Owen.
Okay.
Now I'm a great granddaddy and a great granddaddy.
Ooh. So you have a good lineage. So you have grandchildren, great grandchildren, and great grandchildren. Awesome.
Grandchildren. And they have children. They're my children, grandchildren.
Boy, I tell you, time to fly.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so you continue to work for the public hospital, right?
Yeah.
After that.
Pharmacist.
Was it Princess Margaret Hospital or was it another hospital?
Princess Margaret Hospital.
Okay.
Pharmacist slash. I became the prison officer. Chasing officer.
All right. So how many years you stayed at PMH before BNDA came about?
I went to BNDA in 1994. Yeah. 94.
So you started working at the hospital from day one in what year? You remember?
1965. No, 1960.
Okay.
1960, yeah. I started secondary friendship school in 59. That Monday I went away.
So at the time when you became a pharmacist, you worked at the hospital for quite a number of years, and then you moved after they changed the system of procurement. And you went to the Bahamas National Drug Agency.
Before that, before they changed the system, I worked as an officer in charge of the drug storeroom. Okay? Before the system came in. So I had two positions. One is the pharmacist, and one is I was in charge of the government storeroom, drug storeroom. So eventually I became supplies officer in charge of the thing, then materials manager. That was all that came, all of that, while still doing pharmacist. I do pharmacist part-time.
Were there many retail pharmacies in the private sector back then?
No, they only had about 4.
And you remember which?
They were on Bay Street, Cole Thompson, Mr. Higgs, another one. They're down on Bay Street. Over the hill, I think they had one long time ago with Doctor.
So, after you left all of that, you went. What position did you hold at the Bahamas National Drug Agency?
As deputy director.
And who was the director at the time?
Vivian.
Mrs. Vivian Lockett.
Lockett, yeah.
I suppose that really represented a major change in the way drugs were procured for the hospital.
Yes, yes.
What changes have you observed? Like, what was different?
Different was by the tender system, you got quality drug at a cheaper price.
Do you think it really helped?
It helped me still doing it today.
So there were only about 4 retail pharmacies, you said, like on the outside at the time. So it wasn't a huge business.
No, I don't. There's a Paul on Needle Street had one.
Was he a pharmacist?
Yeah, he was a pharmacist on Bay Street. Powell, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Powell, yeah. There's no pharmacist over the hill.
So did you work in private pharmacy at any time, or were you always attached to government?
I work in private pharmacy when somebody go on vacation. I get a little job until they come.
Right.
Especially if my vacation on the same time like that.
Most of the pharmacists that came in were trained through the certificate of competency. That's what they call it, right? Course?
Before Pedro Roberts.
Okay, that was before he came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he was the first to come with a degree?
Yeah.
Pedro Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
And then, was it Mrs. Lockett next?
Yeah. Then Van Rea came in. He already the first 3.
And now the majority of them, well, there is no more certificate of competency courses there.
I don't think so.
They're all linked to either a college program or,
Yeah.
just like the nurses no longer have a, what they call it, a diploma. You now have to go through the College of the Bahamas. So tell me a little bit about pharmacy in the hospital back in those days. Before they even had pharmacists, they had dispensers, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? I mean, did they have pills in boxes and like we have now? Or was it, what did it look
We did get most of our drugs from England, through Crown Agent. Okay? All our All our medication, our thing was coming from England, like boxing and things like that. They was coming from England. So you can put your order in a certain time, and it take another 10,000 years to come and things like that.
So when you dispense, I mean, obviously, I guess.
We used to make medicine.
Okay, you had a lot of compounding.
Not a lot of compounding, but we do compounding, but not a lot. Because when I came in, I started all that stuff from where I could get it. I first started, I asked the pharmacist who ordered the bottle for the hospital.
Okay.
The nicest bottle. Then we used to go wash bottles to put medicine in.
You used to have to wash bottles to put medicine in?
Wash bottle when I went there.
So how did the pills came in a bulky?
Pills came in, but there comes some nice bottle in there, 500,000 like that.
And then you had to
Put in them black, no, they stayed in the bottle. They made out the paper envelope. One person write, next one fill. Section of patient section. In the middle section was compounding section. On the next section was the Rhode Island section. So you see medicine to Rhode Island from that time. So you had a section with that. And then a compounding section where they do the cabling and mispit sits and things like that, and some other stuff. All kind of stuff.
So did they have pharmacies or dispensers on the Family Island?
No.
So who did the dispensing?
Everything, they had no pharmacy on thing around it. The nice them used to do when you send it to the doctors. If a doctor there will send it to the doctor, then they deal with it. But some of the clinics them don't have no doctor. Some nice did all the ordering and things like that. No nice them did all the ordering. No doctor order. Nice them did the ordering.
So when Mr. Roberts came, how did things change? He became the chief pharmacist?
Mm-hmm. Well, I went down in the storeroom, moving. Went down in the storeroom, and then we placed our mind on procuring the drugs that we needed instead of still running out all the time. We used to run more than when I was there.
So there was more organization?
So there was organization. I had people in the storeroom, I had people in the Cardex, we had a Cardex system. And people in the storeroom counting Cardex system. But I had to do everything in it. I didn't do the Cardex or nothing like that, but anytime something run out in the hospital, they called Mr. Major. Because I'm like, we'd go to Miami, pick up drugs and things. At the airport at night, 7, 9, 12 o'clock, and like waiting for drugs to come in, to bring to the theater and things like that. In my car. Go down there, pick up solution, pick whatever the doctors, and especially in the surgery people. They always need something new come and they need that right away, and we order it, come to the airport. Gotta go look for it. Sometimes I gotta go to Miami and get the drugs.
So after Pedro Roberts came, it was a little better organized?
Yeah, it was a little better organized. He was in the pharmacy, say, and I was in the drugstore. So that's how I get to know all you all.
After you went to the Bahamas National Drug Agency, that's when I came on the scene, because that's when I was a rep. And that's, I guess, I remember when the tender system started, because I was working at Nassau Agency at the time.
Yeah.
So we had to liaison with you all with regards to the tender, as well as ordering. You know, we had to go check on orders and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was where I met you.
Yeah.
At the time, you were the deputy director, right?
Yeah.
Of the Bahamas National Drug Agency.
No, they called me.
Closely with Ms. Lockett.
Yeah, we called.
So how many years did you work at the Bahamas National Drug Agency?
from 1994 until 2001.
So you retired after that, and what did you do?
I was doing nothing until one or two them young pharmacists said they needed help. People's Pharmacy set you up, so I started working for them. I left them after 8 years.
So are you still working in pharmacy, or are you still?
No, I am not working in pharmacy per se. Yeah. I'm working in wholesale, drug wholesale.
Okay. So 60 years later, you are still utilizing the knowledge that you gained.
Yeah, exactly.
As a pharmacist
And I'm still
in wholesale pharmacy, right?
I was founding member of CAP, founding member of CAP CAP. I was the first treasurer.
That would be the Caribbean Association of
Ah, yes. And in 2001, I got a medallion and some paper. 2001, they recognized the founders of the CAP, and I was recognized as one of the founders of CAP.
And then there's another association, right?
CPA. That's Commonwealth Pharmacy Association, Commonwealth. And also one time I was the liaison for the CPA for the Caribbean. I was the man there to call, I was in charge of that section. I used to go to conference, CPA conference. That's how I get to go around the world. Have conference in Africa. I've been in Africa twice, conference. I've been in Australia. Where else have I been? I've been all over.
You have a very deep history with pharmacy.
Yeah, that's why I said it's two part of it's two part of the story for me. So I was a traveling pharmacist. But pharmacy cost me travel the world and see all these people go to all the islands in the south. Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados. Who else? St. Lucia. Guyana. I've been all in places. True pharmacy.
Your career brought you far.
Yeah, I'd say no, I traveled. I met a lot, and it's thousands. But I traveled well, and that's true pharmacy.
So you had a career that was...
In a career.
And one that was well spent.
Yes. My name is on the wall in the hospital. I must have did something good.
Where they put it, in the pharmacy or?
No, on the wall in the hospital. You know, from the pharmacy. From the old pharmacy. Not from the old supplies office. You go to the administration. So they said first left to go upstairs. It's on the wall there.
What do they have on?
It's a builder of the Prince and Margaret Halls, one of the builders. So when you go there, you can see who were the builders of the Ministry of Health.
Mr. Major has given 60 years of his life to the profession of pharmacy in the Bahamas. At 80 years old, he is still making a contribution as one who went before and paved the way for so many who came after to carry the baton as the profession of pharmacy continued to progress in an era where there are no limits to the impact that a pharmacist can have on patient health care in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and in the world. In this edition of Bahamian Heritage Series, we salute Mr. Densil Myron Charles Major.